Hey everybody, Adamant here. I wanted to take a moment to introduce you to a couple of new features for Angel Island. The first one is an English to Orcish and Orcish to English translator for players. And the second one is Clan Wars. And Clan Wars are where any of the different alignments, the kin alignments here on Angel Island, each of those alignments can have sub-clans. So for instance, one of our alignments is orc, and orcs can have multiple clans. But let's briefly talk about the translator first. So the idea with the translator is so that players can speak Orcish with no razor macros or memorizing the 180 Orcish words. The translator knows all of these and will do it automatically for you. Conversely, if you're hanging out with a bunch of orcs and they're speaking Orcish, you can turn on Orcish to English translation and it will translate it back for you into English. Okay, and the translator, Orcish has not only word-for-word translation, but the Orcish language also has some phrases, and the system correctly translates the phrases as well as word for word. Okay, so let's take a quick look at that. So I'm going to turn on here English to Orcish translation for my character Adam Ant. So that's done with this command here. You use the language command and then you just say English to Orcish and it will turn it on, and that's all you have to do. The rest is automatic. If you run it again, it turns it off. So running it multiple times just toggles the state. So let's try that. I think it's on now, so we're going to run it and it'll turn it off. And you'll see down here the message that it's been turned off. Okay, so English to Orcish is now disabled. Okay, so let's turn it on and see what happens. Okay, English to Orcish is enabled. So let's say something. So I'm going to say, greetings, do you want fur? So remember, I'm playing an orc. I'm hanging out with all my orc buddies. I want to talk to them in their native tongue. So I say this. And you might want to watch over here to these other two players, Morgoth here and Dinky over here. They don't have any translation turned on. So we'll see what happens. Well, let's see what Dinky's translation mode is here. Just running the language command will tell you. Okay, so it's turned off for both. So if you just run the language command, it will tell you how it is set up. Okay, and presumably it's not turned on here. Okay, so both of these guys have not done anything with the language system, so they're going to see the text from Adam Ant as translated. Okay, let's try that. Okay, you're getting Orcish here, you're getting Orcish here, and Orcish here. You'll see this in the journal. All right, so now we're able to speak Orcish. Now we're going to try it again, and we're going to turn on Orcish to English translation for one of these other players here. So the idea here is that they might want to play with orcs, but they don't really understand the Orcish language. So we're going to turn on the translator for them, for one of them. Okay, so Morgoth here is going to turn on Orc to English translation. So Adam is going to type in English. It's going to be translated to Orc for all to see. Morgoth over here, he doesn't really understand Orcish, so he's going to translate it back into something he understands, English. And then Dinky over here, he's not going to do anything, and he's just going to see what is spoken without translation. Okay, so let's turn on the translator. Okay, Orcish to English is enabled. All right, so let's say our greetings. Do you want fur? Orcish, English, and then over here, Orcish. All right, so that's really it. It's kind of fun. One thing I wanted to show though is phrases. Getting phrases is important. I'm going to use. Hang on one second. Okay, so here we have a phrase that is recognized as an Orcish phrase. So we want to say that. So if you were to say "burn to the ground," that directly translates into Orcish. Let's try that. Okay, so this is the Orcish translation, "burn to the ground," and as you'll see over here, oops, if we run it again and then watch here, you'll see it gets translated correctly. So Morgoth sees it in English, and Dinky sees it in Orcish. Okay, so that's it. Phrases are important because you can't simply do word-for-word translations. You need to really handle phrases first, and then when all the phrases have been translated, you do word-for-word, and it ends up working fairly well. The only other thing I think that's interesting here is that only players will see translated text. You can still command your pets and talk to NPCs, and they will get the English text even though you won't see it. So a good example of that is my goat here. If I was to say, "All follow me," I want my goat to see "all follow me" so that the command will work correctly. Even though I have Orcish translation turned on, "me" is translated to "ee." That's the Orcish word for me. But my pet will correctly get the command which it understands. Okay, so I'm going to say "all follow me." What was said for the world to see was the Orcish translation, but yet my goat, he got the correct command. Okay, that's it for the translator. Now the other thing we're going to talk about here are clan wars. If you've been on Angel Island, you'll know that we have these kin alignments, kinship, and that is a way that players can align with any number, a good number of the major classes within the game: brigands, pirates, orcs, savages, undead. There's a bunch of them. Pretty much all of them are covered, and so once you align with them, they won't attack you. Let me take my player over here, Morgoth. Morgoth here happens to be aligned with orcs, so he can go here, and you'll notice that the orcs are highlighting green to him. So it's very similar to guild flagging rules. So I can hang out with the orcs, and there's no problem with that. Let me turn off, or turn down the sound. Okay. So players can align via their guildstone with these creatures, and this has always been a feature of Angel Island. It's really a role-playing feature. Orcs can hang out in the orc fort and not have to constantly fight the orcs, and it's kind of fun. And likewise, pirates can hang out with the pirates, and undead with the undead, etc. But what you will notice is that we're introducing clans. Now, clans are subcultures within a kin. So the orcs, for instance, there might be Bludchok clan, and there might be the Rat Valley clan. Okay, and while the kin are defined in the system, there's a finite number of them. Clans, there's no limit on the number of clans that you can create. They're dynamic, so they sit on top of an established kin. Okay, so we're here at the Bludchok Fort. These NPCs you see here are the Bludchok orcs, and you can add. I only am showing the Bludchok orcs here, but I mean you can add orcs. They all get along together. Okay, so we got a regular orc over here, and then we got our Bludchok orcs. Bludchok orcs are customized in that they wear this helmet. They can be dressed any way you like. I just distinguished them by the helmet. But you could hue them or give them special weapons. But in our clan demonstration here, they're going to be distinguished by their headgear. Okay, so these are the Bludchok, and let's pop over and take a look at the Rat Valley. This is where we're going to be heading next. Okay, let's go to the Rat Valley Orc Fort. Okay, so you'll notice these guys have the different masks. These are the Rat Valley crew. So the RP here is really straightforward, and it really is an RP system. The idea is that players will perhaps come here to the Rat Valley Fort and defend it against the Bludchok clan. Okay, and players, like you can see, I'm actually orc-aligned, so I'm not attacked. I can fight alongside of the Rat Valley orcs without problem, and it's really straightforward. Although if you attack one, I mean they're gonna attack you. You would be a traitor at that point. But as long as you play nice with this clan won't bother you, and you can fight alongside them to defend the fort. Okay, so we're going to position ourselves, get ready for the invasion. All right, over here, a player is decided, maybe we've got 10 players over here, 20 players over here, and they're going to participate in this invasion. So they're going to be participating right alongside the Bludchok clan. Okay, so a player comes over here, he says, okay, we're gonna start the invasion. And there we go. Now the invasion system uses the invasion system that I discussed in an earlier video. the mobiles have a path to follow. They're going to take it right down here to the Rat Valley and begin their invasion. And the clans are always at war. So while unaligned orcs don't fight, they get along peacefully with one another. And while unaligned orcs don't fight with clan orcs, the different clans do. Okay, here we are at Rat Valley. Let's see what happens here. Let me get out of the way, and we can focus on this one. So you can see they're already getting, these guys are already getting ready for battle. These guys are heading in. They are going to start, yeah, they're fighting now. It was kind of fun to watch. The fort is kind of an interesting in that they have this choke point here. So my invading forces are having trouble getting in. They're going to have to take out these guys blocking the entrance. But as the entrance frees up, you'll see that they start getting in there. So we have the two clans. We have the Bludchok and the Rat Valley. Rat Valley are defenders here. Bludchok are the attackers or aggressors. And that's it. So what will happen here is players will be in this fort defending it from the invasion. Okay, that's really it. Pretty straightforward system. I'll work with the players to find out how, what are the different clans they want and how they want them dressed up. This is really just sort of a demo for the video. Okay? All right, that's it. Have a good day. See you in the next video.